Good morning, my family and friends. So it is Saturday morning and I'm going to do a little garden walk. As you can see, our flower beds are starting to take off. They're looking a little bit better. My dahlias that I grew from seed last year have blooms on them, or not blooms, they have buds. So there's Rocky. I finally got some snapdragons blooming, which I'm really excited about. I just love snapdragons, but here's the big thing that's going on. This is what Pete did this week. And so we have like a real yard, and then he's got dirt there and he seeded it. So he's kind of gone around. You can see all the dirt in the yard. He's leveled things and he seeded it, and it's taking a lot of work to keep it wet here. So the reason Blue's not out this morning is because of we don't want him walking out there. So we're going to fence across here and across this path so that he will go straight out to the garden. Anyway, I just love it. I think it looks so beautiful, and he worked hard on it. He even worked on drainage, because we have a lot of water come down here and it used to just fill the yard, but he's got it going out, and then he's got a pipe to take it out to the other side of the house, which is really neat. Anyway, kind of excited about this. I think it just makes our house feel like more of a house. So out here, that is my Kajari, which is really going strong. And the cabbage out here is all of a sudden heading. So we're going to be making some sauerkraut. I'm going to go back this way. This is all snapdragons. We've had a armadillo out here multiple times in the last week and a half. I'm going to take a chunk of this thyme and put it in that new flower bed that he made. Gladiolas are starting to pop open, which is kind of exciting. I've harvested almost all of the onions, and on my cat, I can't keep my cat out of there. So most of the onions are harvested. I've got a lot of them curing. I'm taking cukes every day, like maybe 5 or 6. So I've been making refrigerator pickles, and lots of zinnias blooming. Everything's it's starting to feel like a summer garden. So that's exciting. And we're getting squash like crazy. And I've really stayed on the squash bugs this year, and I'm not, let me see if I can see in here, but I'm getting like 4 or 5 every single day. I'll show you the rest of the onions. So I've been working on the onions, and this is kind of what's left. I just have to finish preserving these today, and then I'll be done with that. I've got them hanging up in the barn. Like, we have about 100 pounds of onions. Potatoes, I'm getting close to harvesting potatoes, but I'm still getting some new growth. So I think maybe I'll leave them. I have dug down to check, and we definitely have some nice big potatoes. We've got grapes this year, and it's absolutely loaded. They're just table grapes, and we're not really even sure what they are, but it is loaded, and so that's going to be kind of fun. It's amazing this time of year. A week actually makes a difference. So flowers. I grew some columbine from seed this year. Not a lot of it, but I've got like 3 or 4 plants. And what I've learned with perennial flowers is the first year they're like really tiny and nothing, but the next year they come up and they're great. So beans, I don't know. This heat, I think they're just really struggling with the heat, but now I see some noodle beans. This must have self-seeded. So these are green beans. Oh, here's some, which are Blue Lake, and then there's some Chinese noodle beans because they're from last year. Onions, more zinnias. Zinnias just self-seed like crazy in our garden because I plant a bunch of zinnias. They're all through the path over there. The path is like full of zinnias. Garlic is getting real close. I'm thinking about pulling some up and using it as green garlic, which I've never had before, but I don't know, it sounds kind of interesting. I guess it's a lot milder. This is loofahs. I decided to plant more loofahs and let them go up this because we're actually using the loofahs in the kitchen. They work on Teflon. They're non, for anything nonstick. They're gentle, but they work really good. So we're really enjoying the loofahs. So we might not ever be buying those scrubby things at Costco anymore. So these are my onions I planted from seed. We'll see what they do. Peppers, my one spaghetti squash plant that is still doing really good. I'm out here pulling squash bugs and looking for eggs a couple times a day. Another squash, and this is a Dixie squash. That's all I planted this year. I think it does a little bit better. Bell peppers, basil, eggplant, which is not producing yet. Here's my okra, which is actually starting to produce a little bit. And as I've said before, we actually don't like it, but we have lots of friends that do. Carrots, and I planted some additional carrots, beets, some additional carrots planted there. And the sweet potatoes are really taking off. And I think I put the peppers in too late, and so they're too small, and the sweet potatoes are just going to outgrow them, which is okay, because I've got peppers everywhere. Hollyhocks they bloom for a long time, and I'm really enjoying them. I just think they're so pretty, and they're so big. And I got a yellow poppy. So poppies are starting to bloom out, and I just realized, I have some more hollyhock flowers in there. They're just much shorter. So that's the berries and the little bags. That's on blueberries because the birds will eat all of them. So we are going to get a few blueberries. And this is going absolutely crazy. That's horseradish. And then ginger. And the ginger is actually doing pretty good. I've got a lot of shishito peppers. So I've got to figure out what I'm going to do. We've had them just like blistered, which is a really, I guess, the most common way to eat them. But I think I'll probably blanch some and freeze them. And then this is bell peppers in here. And we've decided, last year we diced and froze bell peppers, and we really decided that was really nice. We really liked having them in the freezer. So here's the garlic row, and it's getting close, but it's, like I said, it's not quite there yet. And we'll go in. Oh, there's my chickens. I'll see if this little chickie is out here. No, I don't see it. It sticks with the mama. But I see the mama, I think, over there under the coop. That might be the mama. And then I think I've got one outside the fence, because I've got this one that just, fences are irrelevant for her. She just goes wherever she wants, which is okay, I guess. As long as she doesn't come in the garden, I don't care. So we find her outside the fence a lot. So High Tunnel is growing, and there's lots and lots of fruit set. I pulled all the beets out a couple weeks ago. So I've got lots of tomatoes everywhere, but nothing ripe yet. And this is that one tomato that I showed a couple times, and now, see if I can get a picture of it. Now you see how big it is. I mean, it's getting huge. It's like, very, very large. Banana tree just keeps putting up new leaves. Got cherry tomatoes, and nothing ripe, but everything's growing. Lots and lots of tomatoes. Tomatoes. So I'm excited. I haven't had a tomato since December. So I am excited to have one. And the celery and celeriac is doing pretty good. Paprika is doing pretty good. It's still small, but it's looking healthy. So hopefully I'm going to get paprika this year to make fresh spices. I pulled one of these or two of these. One I gave to the chickens. This one's heading nicely, so that'll probably get harvested when we harvest the ones outside. I pulled all the Swiss chard that was down here. It had flea beetles, which is, of course, every year I get some new bug that I have no idea what it is, but I did plant some additional Swiss chard for the chickies. I've still got plants in pots, and I've got to make a decision of what to do with that. Cucumbers, they're going slow, but I just wanted to have a couple extra, just because the other ones have downy mildew, and I mean they're doing okay. They're producing cucumbers, but it's just a matter of trying to keep them healthy. and not letting the downy mildew take over. So this is all a bunch of tomatoes, and I'll probably get rid of them. A bunch of basil. I went over to my neighbor Kelly's and just brought this over, and we planted maybe, I don't know, like 10 just randomly in her yard and garden. Parsley, this I will probably start putting out in the ground. We actually use a lot of this. I like trying it and having the spice that we made, and then of course more tomatoes, lots and lots of tomatoes. So let me see if I can find the mama chicken. Oh, there she is. I see her. Hey, chickie. Come on, mama. Hey, mama. And there's her baby running after her. She's a pretty cute little baby, and I'm still hoping that it's a hen. But you can see it's getting stripes now, which is because Rocky's the dad, and it's got all the markings of being a hen. The stripes are, basically black background with white stripes, whereas Rocky is white background with black stripes. And that's Barred Rock. The hens are black background with white stripes. So I'm hoping, and it holds itself more like a hen. So I'm definitely hoping that it's a little hen. But anyway, that's kind of what's going on. We're just got a bunch of projects going on as usual. So anyway, that's what's going on here. Hope y'all have a lovely day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.